Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello everyone. Welcome back to the another video. So in this video, I will discuss about the difference between avalanche breakdown and Zener breakdown. So the main difference between avalanche breakdown and Zener breakdown is their mechanism of occurrence. Zener breakdown occur because of the high electric field, while the avalanche breakdown occur because of the collision of free electrons collisions of free electrons with atoms. So how this happen, I will discuss it in detail in next few minutes. So first we need to discuss the avalanche breakdown. So the avalanche breakdown occur because of the reverse saturation current. What is mean by reverse saturation current? Reverse saturation current occur because of the minority carrier. So as we know that this is my p side, and in p side the holes is in majority carriers and electron is in minority carriers. And similarly this n side is also not pure. This n side also have some sort of impurities, and that impurities is the holes. So over here we have lots of electron which act as a majority carriers, and we have lots of holes which act as a minority carriers, and we also have some sort of crystals atom present over here. And similarly crystal atoms are also present at the p side. So when you join these p and n together, it will form pn junction. So this is known as pn junction. So in pn junction, this is the positive ions and this is the negative ions. So in pn junction there exists some sort of electric field, and the direction of electric field is from positive ions toward the negative ions. And the width of this depletion region depend on this voltage, applied voltage. In this case, I applied the reverse bias voltage. I connected the P side with the negative terminal of the battery and N side with the positive terminal of the battery. So that's why this is known as reverse bias voltage. So if you increase this reverse bias voltage, then what will happen? The width of the depletion region will get increased. This is the width of depletion region. It will get increased if you increase this reverse bias voltage. So the width of this depletion region depend on the bias applied to the terminal of P and N region. So now let's discuss the reverse saturation current. So as you see, I applied the negative voltage or reverse voltage. So I will deal in this region. Okay, this is the reverse bias voltage. So I will deal in this region. So as this is the negative side, so it means that this will be my negative side. And this is the positive side. So it means that this is my positive voltage which will appear over here. And the electric field that will be from positive toward negative. So as we know that we have a relation that your V is equal to ED, electric field time distance. So what is D? In this case, D is this distance, and that will remain constant in this case. So if D is constant, then it means that your voltage is directly proportional to E. So what is mean by this? It means that if you increase this applied voltage, then the electric field will also get increased. The intensity of this electric field will also get increased, and the width of this p-n junction will also get increased. So as we know that at the p side we have minority carriers electron, and at the n side we have minority carriers holes. So due to this high electric field, these minority carriers electron will start motion toward the right side, and similarly these hole will start motion toward the left side. So what will happen, as we know that the current is equal to the flow of charges. So when these charges start motion toward the right side, then current will get generated. And that current is known as reverse saturation current. And the value of that reverse saturation current is this. This is your reverse saturation current. When these minority carriers move toward the right side, so what will happen? It will collide with the atom or crystal. Similarly, these holes will collide with the atoms present at the n side. So as this is the, let's take this electron. So when this electron move toward the right side because of this high electric field, then as it will collide with the atom. And we know that in atom we have positive charge nucleus, and electron is revolving along this nucleus in its own specific orbit. So when it do a violent collision with this electron, so it will knock out this electron from this atom. So over here we have an electron and hole pair will get generated. So this electron will come over here and pair of electron and hole will be generated. So this electron will collide with another atom and it will generate an electron and holes. And this electron will come over here. Similarly, this collision will generate electron and hole, and this electron will come over here. So these bunch of electron will collide with other atoms and it will generate electrons and hole. So this electron will come over here, and this electron will come over here, and this electron will come over here, and similarly this electron will come over here. So as you see over here, we have lots of electrons. So these lots of electron will move toward the right side because of this high electric field. Similarly, bunch of holes will be generated and that will move toward the left side because of this negative charge plate. So as you increase this reverse bias voltage, then the intensity of this electric field will also get increased. So these electron will move toward the right side with a very high velocity, due to which it will generate lots of other electrons. And similarly, these holes will generate bunch of other holes. So what will happen? It will break this PN junction. So after this breakdown, the junction cannot regain its original position because the diode is completely burned off, and we will have a very high saturation current will get generated. As you see over here, because of the minimum number of minority carriers, the value of reverse saturation current is low. But if you increase this reverse bias voltage, then these minority carriers electron will generate a bunch of electrons and we will have a high reverse saturation current. So this high reverse saturation current will get generated. So whenever you use PN junction, then you should remember this reverse bias voltage, because if you cross this reverse bias voltage, then your diode will burn off. Now let's discuss the another breakdown, that is the Zener breakdown. The width of depletion region depend on doping, and it's have inverse relation with the density of doping. And in last video, I discussed in detail about the Zener diode. So I told you there that in Zener we highly dope the P and N side. So the doping density of is high in P as well as in N type semiconductor. So what will happen if you increase the doping density, then the width will get decreased. So the width of this PN junction is less as compared to the normal diode. So the phenomena of Zener breakdown occur in the very thin depletion region. When we apply the reverse voltage across this Zener diode, and when you increase this reverse bias voltage, then the narrow depletion region start generating a strong electric field. When the applied voltage reach close to this Zener voltage, in this case this will be the Zener voltage, when the reverse voltage reach to Zener voltage, the electric field become strong enough to pull electron from their valence band. So this is my y-axis and this is my x-axis. This y-axis represent the energy level, and this is the p-type material and this is the n-type material. This is the valence band of p-type and this is the conduction band of p-type. This gap represent the forbidden gap. Here similarly, this is valence band, this is conduction band, and this is the forbidden gap. So in p-type we have lots of hole and we have minority electrons. So what will happen? Here we have electrons. So when this electric field become too high, when this reverse bias electric field become too high, then these minority carriers electron will move toward will cross this junction, this thin junction, and it will move toward the conduction band of n-type electron. So this minority carrier electron will tunnel toward the conduction band of n-type material. The valence electron break bonding with the parent atom and become free electron. This will become free electron. These free electrons carrying current from one place to another. As we know that the flow of charge carrier is known as current. So these free electrons carrying electric current from one place to another. When an electron become a free charge carrier, it also leave behind a hole. So this will leave a hole over here, and this electron will move toward the conduction band of n-type material. When the Zener voltage reach, a huge number of free electrons will move toward the conduction band. Okay, a huge number of electrons and hole pair will generate it, and that will move toward the conduction band, and due to which we will get a large current that will flow toward the right side. In Zener breakdown, the electric field becomes substantially strong but remain narrow, thus restricting many charge carriers to accelerate. Okay, a quantum mechanical effect is generated, which is recognized as quantum tunneling. This is quantum tunneling. Okay, this electron is tunneling toward the conduction band of n-side semiconductor. So now let's discuss the significant difference between Zener breakdown and Avalanche breakdown. So the Zener first, let's discuss the doping characteristic. As I already told you that Zener breakdown occur in the diodes which are heavily doped, and avalanche breakdown occur in a diode which is lightly doped. Now let's discuss the second characteristic, that is the temperature coefficient. The Zener breakdown voltage varies inversely with the temperature. It means that if you increase the temperature, then the Zener voltage will get decreased, or you can say that the Zener diode will have a negative temperature coefficient. Over here, avalanche breakdown voltage varies directly with the temperature. It means that if you increase the voltage, then the temperature will get increased. So you can say that the avalanche breakdown, in avalanche breakdown, the temperature coefficient is positive. Now let's move toward the operating voltage. The operating voltage also create a major difference between Zener breakdown and avalanche breakdown. Zener breakdown is observed when the voltage is less than 5 volt. An avalanche breakdown is observed when the voltage is greater than 5 volt. Now let's discuss the another characteristic, another difference between Zener breakdown and avalanche breakdown, and that is the movement of valence band and conduction band. It also creates a key difference between Zener breakdown and avalanche breakdown. The valence band get pushed toward the conduction band in case of avalanche breakdown. The valence band get pushed toward the conduction band. Okay, this valence band get pushed toward the conduction band, and this valence band also get pushed toward the conduction band in case of avalanche breakdown. And why that's happened? That's happened because of the energy imparted to electrons as a result of collision between them. In Zener breakdown, the electron in the valence band are pulled toward the conduction band of another semiconductor due to the high magnitude of the electric field generated across the junction. Okay, because of this high electric field, these electrons will tunnel toward the conduction band of n-type semiconductor. Now let's move toward the IV characteristic. The IV characteristic of Zener breakdown and avalanche breakdown are also different. The curve of Zener breakdown is very sharp, while the curve of avalanche breakdown is not too sharp. Like in Zener breakdown, the curve will be look like this. In avalanche breakdown, the curve will look like this. So it will be very sharp in Zener breakdown, and it will be not too sharp in avalanche breakdown. So this is all about the difference between avalanche breakdown and Zener breakdown. I hope you like this video, but if you have any confusion, then please put that confusion in the comment box. I will answer you there. So if you want to search other tutorials, then you need to visit my YouTube channel playlist. There you will find lots of other courses. Thanks for watching, and also subscribe my channel as well. Allah Hafiz.